So you guys want to know if we're in the business of selling products or in the business of production? Well, you guys got questions and I've got answers. You guys are watching Ask Stan the Man. How you guys doing? My name is Stan Banks with T-Shirts Side Hustle, and I help you start t-shirt businesses from home or wherever you're at. And in this video, we're going to talk about production versus selling the product right after the intro. Okay, let's jump right into it. But before we do, you guys know what I need you to do for me. I need you to like this video, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, because I might be dropping Ask Stan the Man all the time. And yes, I mean all the time. Listen, it's been a minute since I did these. Normally, I'm riding around in the car, cruising on my way from the house into the shop. But today, I'm here. I wanted to change the setting, change the environment. So we're here to bring you Ask Stan the Man. Listen, if you enjoy this segment, I require your participation. Put a comment down below, comment on a photo, ask me a question in the DMs so that I can bring that information to the video right here on Ask Stan the Man. Hope you guys are ready because we're going into it live today. I got my shirt on from my guy, Anthony of the Apparel Academy. He's knocking it out the park. He printed this dope design with puff print right on a Lane 7 vintage hoodie. And I like it. So I'm rocking it today. All right, so let's jump into it. So before I jump into this video, I want to give you guys a little bit of context. I spent this weekend with art department and Brother Ernest.
I said you have to admit this is easier than the first time we moved a printer together.
Yeah, really. We working, man. 2 printers down, dropping them off. This is the real life of a print customer. Out in Chester, they delivered a DTF setup in a large EcoTank printer. I helped Brother Ernest move out. And I wanted to kind of just be there and experience the process because I kind of sent this guy to Brother Ernest as well. And so I made a live video after leaving that session where I talked about realizing that there's a problem in the industry. And the problem being is that people spend money and they expect to get a certain level of when my machine shows up, I know how to run it. A certain level of service that is tied to that. But they're also not understanding on the opposite side of that, I'm here to sell you a printer and I'm here to service the printer, make sure the printer's working. But at the same time, I can't give you 5, 10, 25 years of experience in one day. So after experiencing that, I don't think that necessarily Brother Ernest in this case was wrong. We were there arguing and I'm asking all types of questions like, hey, right in front of these people, only because I knew them, but hey, what made you feel like they were qualified to buy this printer from you? All these different things so I can get a better understanding. This is the type of dialogue we go back and forth on. We don't agree all the time and it's all cool. He thinks I'm crazy for buying a BN20, but again, we all gotta look at it from different perspectives. That way we can kind of get a better tell on it. And I think this comment here is about that too. So let me jump right into it. Oh, we got to give my guy a name. We got an AI bot reading out the comments. A lot better than me doing it. So down in the comments below, give my guy a name. I'm going to put a face right here or something, and y'all can give him a name. But let's jump into it.
Are you in the business of selling product or are you in the business of production?
Are you in the business of selling product or are you in the business of production? Line 1, I think both. You know, for me, it's a production first mentality. And because I have the production equipment, I was always fine with opening and starting new brands or new ideas because I could make whatever it is I want. But ultimately, I'm in the business of producing garments and goods for other people, businesses, brands, wherever the case is. That's where I kind of put myself. And then the brands come second. And, you know, we see what it does.
If you want to sell product, focus on sales customers and let the experts produce.
That's right. I agree with this wholeheartedly. The other day I reacted to the video from the World and Vision guys.
We're not a manufacturer, we're a brand. We need to focus on selling our product, all right? So if you got a heat press in your house right now, I'm not saying just stop what you're doing today because that's how you have your brand going, but you do need to realize that you need to start to make that transition to finding you a print shop or a manufacturer that can produce the garments that you want.
On Don't Start with Heat Press, and it was under this theory that they were talking, and the theory was pretty much just the fact that if you do production, then you aren't gonna have time to do sales. And I believe that wholeheartedly. The deeper you go into production, the more, the further away you can get away from selling your brand, your product or service or whatever the case is, because production will tie you up. I believe that you should either hire when you get a chance to or partner with somebody to do sales, whatever the case is, the deeper you go into actually producing your garments, the more you're going to take away from the time for you to actually sell that stuff if you are using a brand. So with that being said, letting the experts produce isn't a bad idea. It just depends on where you want to fit or fall into your puzzle and how where your expertise is and what you think you're capable of doing.
They have already invested the 100K plus into equipment. I've been in the business for a long time and have had small setups and large.
So, yeah, people who have shops and who are in the production side, they invest in equipment. It's just what they got to do. So it's not really much for me to disagree with there, but doesn't mean that you can't get into production at whatever level you want to get into it at. I think you don't necessarily have to go one way or the other, but you having that equipment does give you certain advantages as well. There's two sides to this story.
What is your goal? Buying expensive equipment doesn't make your designs prints better.
Buying expensive equipment doesn't make your design/prints better. I disagree with this. And the reason I disagree with this is because, when you spend more money, your production, definitely your product can get better. You can get a better finished product. But not only that, get a better finished product, you can save a ton of time. You can increase the quality of life for you and your employees. I think if you learn the craft of what it is that you're doing and buying the right equipment and spending your money there, it will make it a lot better throughout. So I do not necessarily disagree, although I do understand where he comes from. Buying the equipment alone by itself isn't going to make anything better for you. You need to really learn the ins and outs of what it is that you're doing. But, spending, $10,000, $15,000 on a professional screen print shop versus buying something off of Amazon, wholeheartedly, and it'll allow you to also produce more consistent results, right? A manual press versus a 4-1 station off of Amazon or eBay or somewhere will, where you got registration issues crazy, like we all know you have, yeah, you can stomach and push through those growing pains, whatever the case is. But buying a professional piece of equipment with registration marks, or not marks, but registration knobs, so micro registration, or just being able to lock in registration more consistently will just improve everything that it is going on. So if you think about having a $60,000, $80,000 auto reclaim unit, right? I've never experienced one firsthand or in my business, but I've seen them in use, and the quality of life of those employees is a lot better than sitting there scrubbing screens and washing them all out. And what goes into it. So I think I can't really agree. Now, the last part I wanted to address, and I'm kind of coming backwards a little bit, is what's the goal? And this is what I think is the most important piece to this comment. The most important piece, for the simple fact that we have to make decisions on what we're going to get, what direction we're going to go based on our goals and our customers, okay? Go and expand your equipment based on what your customers already need. Me, I started this business as a broker. So before I ever knew how to produce a shirt, well, maybe not before I knew, because I had kind of started to learn on my own stuff. But before I got good at it, definitely, I was already selling finished goods from somebody else and marketing it up and delivering it to a customer. And I think that's an important piece that we all must know. Go get the business first. Whatever you have, outsource the rest. If you're doing vinyl, use transfers. If you're using transfers and you need embroidery, outsource it. I've never embroidered in my life, but I sold tons of embroidery. I just take it to my embroiderer. So build those relationships, and then that way you can have a outsourced record of what you offer and what you spend with somebody else. You can look at it and say, hey, over the last 12 months, I spent $14,000 with this embroidery. I could buy one of these and bring production in-house, right? Whatever the case is, obviously that's just a thrown out thing out there, but I think understanding what your goals are, what your customers' needs are, is really, really important. You got to set the goals based on what you want and how you want to do business and what you want the quality of your life to look like in order to figure out what is going to be the best decision for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Listen, if you guys want to see your questions on the next episode, put them down in the comments below. That way I can put it in a future video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, let me know what you guys think. This is being Boy Stan Banks. Peace.
The T-Shirt Side Hustle team would like to give a huge shout out to its contributing members.